and good evening, fellow traders. Hope you are doing well on this evening, or I guess early morning if you are in the East Coast, excuse me. Really successful analysis yesterday. Kind of gave that 6,800 to 6,810 zone as our support level. We had resistance, a couple of key levels there at 68.35 and also 68.55. And we got through that intraday pivot, that 35 there, 68.35, and then sold above and below that essentially. So a pretty good analysis, good dip buying opportunity, as we said intraday, choppy mean reversion, having patience with APAY, patience, uh, paid off once again. So let's jump into our trade plan for November 4th and what we can expect basically for the upcoming trading session. I think the TLDR at a very high level. I think we're in a similar case in terms of just the market being, uh, wanting to just chop, digest a little bit last week's move, which was quite robust. So that is at a high level what I expect. So again, you can see timestamp here, 11:40 p.m. Eastern. So this trade plan has already made it to our fellow traders on Discord, and you'll see here as we jump into the charts, our trade plan is essentially triggering. But let's jump right in. Uh, if you don't mind, don't forget to please like, comment, and share this video. This helps other fellow traders get this amazing content and trade plans as well. All right, so what do we see from dealer positioning and the Volland data? At the high level, the 68.55, 60 is just, resistance. You get anything up in that level there, you short it, you be patient, and that first target will come in at 68.45. Below that, you'll start to see a little bit of support at 68.30 and then 68.15. So that is at a high level what we're seeing from the Volland non-zero DT, so higher time frame dealer positioning. And if we take a look at what has changed since the intraday session yesterday, there's still a lot of negative Vanna, and we'll showcase this for you. You'll also see, Gamma, it just the dealer book is allowing for this, especially mean reversion essentially. So we are pretty contained at the top level and then down to the support levels at 68.30 and 68.15. The delta is deeply negative, which means dealers got to buy, especially when there's a dip, right? So anything under 68.30, dealers have to buy. So if price swings below there, you'll see, just like we've seen for the past couple of weeks at key critical delta levels, dealers are aggressively buying, which you'll see those, wicks essentially full of buying pressure very quickly. So that is why it's so critical, level to level. If you're an intraday trader, weekly kind of trader, you need to just lock in level to level, take profit as you can, respect your risk management. And then that's your non-zero DT. If we even jump into the zero DT, you see similar. What you'll kind of look at is charm. Basically, it's a lot of negative charm in that same zone we just talked about. Same thing with Vanna, Gamma as well here. So similar story on the zero DTE. And when you start to converge all of that data, right? What my thesis essentially is your upside's capped, your downside is supported, right? So you clearly have, on the upside, what I call the triple whammy, if not the quadruple whammy, which is, you got negative charm at that resistance level, negative Vanna, negative Gamma, And if you look at it from a volume profile and technical analysis, multiple rejections of that 68.55.60 level. Uh, and obviously on the downside, that 6,800 level all the way up to 68.15, as they say, that zone's kind of growing. At the beginning of the week it was about 6,800 specifically, got to 68.10. Now you see, even getting up to 68.15 there. So there's clearly support, dealer buying as well there. So you're choppy, you're sideways compression. Think of it like a ping pong match, just going back and forth essentially, and you just have to be patient at those key levels. So entry is extremely important. So for me, my bias is essentially neutral, especially as an intraday trader. I am looking to play the reversion trades here. So that would be selling 68.55 XPX, 68.65 specifically here on the ES level, and then you know, I would take that down, buying it, shorting to that 68.25.30 level. Even if you get another 10 points down, to me, not worth the short there. I'd rather patiently wait and either purchase, long, call it, take the bottom, or wait for the 68.25 fill breakout to take it back up towards the 50 level. To break these two zones, essentially, you would have to have some catalyst. Something would have to drive the market, at least from an economic calendar. I don't see anything from a catalyst standpoint driving us there. So again, it's a Trump thing, it's a Trump administration thing, something global, world news wide, that would have to drive us. So now, if we do break some of those extremes again to the downside, it's tight. 68.15, 6,800, right? Like you would just need to see a crazy spike in volatility to get, break below these zones. And then to the upside, like the VIX would have to further die. Uh, just the probability is very low getting up to these levels here. So again, uh, mean reversion, and in terms of trade ideas, what we like, what we don't like. What I would say here is obviously shorting at 68.50 level. That is going to be key. If you get a long near 6,800, you take that. Just like today, don't even question it, manage your risk, and watch it float from there. Uh, you even have, what I would say, if you have a momentum trade, this is getting, above 68.50 again, it's a low probability. But if you do, your target there is about 10 points towards 68.60. So it's a high risk. So I wouldn't take that. I also think there is a vol trade here. If you start to see SPX reject 68.50, wherever vol is, just long that as well. So if you didn't want to trade SPX, Buy, or ES, you could always trade volatility as well. Take a look at the Volland data. So if you clearly see here, the next couple of days expiry, there's just a lot of negative Vanna here, right? So you can kind of see these big negative Vanna bars, at least for this week. The market just does not want to go above here. In terms of support, 6,800 here. And remember, as we go through a price and come back up, it will flip it, right? So I would even say you start to see 68.10, and then here's that 68.25 zone as well. So that is Vanna there, and then you start to take a look at your gamma as well. Your key critical levels are clearly 6,700, and the market, feels like it wants to go chase 7,000. But as you start to kind of dig in between there, you're clearly in negative gamma. So there's a lot of choppiness, moves depending on what volatility and Vanna bias does from a VIX standpoint. Will just accelerate moves in here. So what you're seeing here is, if a Vanna and VIX increase occurs and we break below this level, this will start to bring price down. Now we do have some support. You'll kind of see 68.40, that 45. So that's why that was my first target there. And then you start to get down to 68.25 and then 6,800 as well. So, uh, maybe this is where the market wants to pit itself and then push back up. So, that is your Volland. If we go into the charts here and start to look at it, just from a technical analysis, if we look at this, we're still well within last week's crazy 240 point range essentially. So this is anytime here from technical analysis, you're trading within a range of a weekly candle. Unless you have a clear breakout, even a rejection going back down is going to be extremely choppy, right? So to find some of those critical levels, you start to put in your, weekly value area or profiles, I should say. So clearly this week we have used last week's value area high. So this is where a lot of the volume for last week was, generated, right? So all the way, at least its range, I should say. So that is the top end of it. And you can see here on Monday, we clearly held it and then pushed up out of it from there. So that's at your 6,800 level, right? So even going down to 6790 is what this is in SPX. Just have to be careful with shorts there. I mean, you need a clear break below this, even a retest, just to make sure, and then does it go down? And if it does go down, you're essentially kind of chasing, you know, uh, about 67, 80, 70 here. You'll ultimately see if we go to our 4-hour charts here, uh, that's essentially where you've got a little bit of buying even down to 6,700 here, where you can kind of see here's your low volume node. So this is where you might have volume fill up. So that is essentially your charts. And if we lay our Volland levels here, let me just zoom in for you. What you'll start to see here is we're essentially just ping pong, as I said, right? You're going up, you're hitting that 68.55, and then you're rejecting coming back to 6,800, and you're doing the same thing. And yes, you're setting higher lows, higher high here, right? So uh, this looks great for the Bulls right now, but right now, to me, at least this week, neither side is winning. You are chopping, you are kept in a tight range until you see one of those ends breaks. You are going to get stuck and mean revert quite a bit here. All right, with that, I appreciate you joining today's stock market brief. I am Dark Matter, and again, please don't forget to like, comment, and share. Thank you, and good luck to your trades.